Work out a lot.
I do work out a lot.
Let me see your biceps.
Bicep.
Hell yeah.
You like that?
Damn. You want to see my biceps?
Let me see. Oh shit.
So
Oh, you trying to get big? Hold up.
let's go, baby blue. Let's see it. Damn, bro. You're shredded, bro. You're so big. I would go over there, bro,
And I would beat your ass.
We're not on screen yet.
Doesn't matter.
And now we're on screen. We wasted the good surprise on you, Glenn. No. Welcome to the Friday Fallout. As you see, you get to hang out with me and my new haircut, Mr. Anthony Romella. And it's like his version of that girl that's in front of the couch of all the big hung dudes. And then we got Glenn over here in the Northern Exposure right now. And he's about to teach us a bitchin' ass class on THC infused pottery.
My dude.
So yeah, welcome to the show. We'll go ahead and catch up a little bit, see who's in chat, and then yeah, otherwise, welcome. What's up, guys? How you been? Glenn, it's been like a week since you turned like 12, so I just want to know what you've learned in your life since then.
Don't invest, it's a bad time.
Well, you don't want to buy Tesla stock right now and then ruin your whole future?
I mean, if you want to lose 8% right off the bat, go for it.
I hear Bitcoin's doing pretty good though.
Oh, it's on the up and up. But
What, it's 35,000 right now for a whole Bitcoin?
probably for another week, it'll probably drop down to 16 again.
See, like, I don't know anything about stocks. I do know when I was overseas, a lot of guys were getting into it and shit. And then I tried to do it. And then I owed like $200 on my military credit card to the IRS, so I couldn't do it. So don't ever listen to me for stock advice, guys. Ask Glenn. But yeah, so that's what Glenn's been up to. What have you been up to, Anthony?
Been pretty crazy week this week. My business partner hurt his back, so he's all laid up. So it's been stressful, but I always look forward to the fallout because I can cut loose and have those good old times. It's funny you said the thing about stocks. Glenn kind of looks like one of those guys from that movie Wall Street, like, out there, like blue chip steel and all that. So it's pretty cool. Greed is good.
Yelling to everybody.
Yeah.
Glenn would teach you how to buy.
Signals like 2 for 2, baby, 2 for 2. Yeah. No, it's been okay. I mean, it's my job sometimes gets stressful because creativity and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes it flies out your butt, and sometimes it doesn't, and it just gets stressful sometimes. But looking forward to tonight. Got some fun stuff to show you guys. So let's rock and roll.
Yeah, he's got some good stuff to talk about. Other than that, I will say I'm not drinking tonight, guys. But just so that we try to have a goofy fucking time, we're gonna have tinfoil hat time later. But you can ask these guys. I drank a 100 milligram edible drink before the show, and then ate 2 edibles that are 10 milligram each. So in about 15 minutes, I'm gonna fall asleep.
Yeah, he's not gonna know his name here in a little while, but that's cool.
I'm gonna forget we're live and start talking about like childhood traumas and shit. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, long story short.
Yeah, long story short. That needs to be a new section. That needs to be a new show.
Man, that needs to be a new show by yourself. Because that tends to take over the show. So
yeah,
I'm just giving you a hard time.
No, I know. RB sex sounds good, but I'm gonna turn it up more for you guys. And you know what? You're just gonna have to bleed from my helium-filled voice, I guess, because I know you guys are never loud enough. And I gotta tell you, you think after a year and a half I'd have this figured out, but bitch, I don't.
I'll just get closer to the mic.
Oh, there we go. We got Anthony Romella ASMR. If you want to do that voice and shout out chat while I light this delicious joint.
Oh, you like this delicious joint? Okay, yeah. Let's go up here and go to the top of the chat. Let's see who's joining tonight on the late night hour.
Oh yeah, dude. This is like that smooth jazz AM radio your abusive stepdad listens to.
Yeah, tonight we'll have some Kenny G. Keep those smooth things going. We got Mowgli Vapes in the chat tonight. We got RB McKill
Mark
in the
II.
chat. What's his name?
RB Mark II, like a version.
RB Mark II. Where's Mark 1? We don't know, but that's okay. Lots of Mowgli and Amigos and Co. shooting the shit, talking about the Matrix. Yeah, that's right. We got Mozzie in the chat. Good to see you, Mozzie. Robert Darkings. Yes, Robert Darkings. You want some stuff on the New Year's Eve party? Got to send us your address so we can get that stuff out to you, pal. All right, we got David Moyle in the chat. Good to see you, David. And still scrolling. That's what we do here on the Friday Fallout. An advocate for liberty? You sound like you had way, way too many marijuanas this evening in the other chat.
Yeah, advocate. I'm gonna shadow ban you as fast as I can if you start talking about like doing squirrels again, man.
Yeah, I don't know what running squirrel cages is all about, but if I was going to run squirrel cages with anybody, it'd be with you, pal. That's it. That's all I got.
Wait, you said someone won something that we haven't sent out yet?
Well, I don't know. I know Robert Darkings. I remember him answering a question for some coils, and I don't know if he actually got him yet or not. I was watching that episode.
Oh, yeah.
It's 4 hours, so I couldn't sleep the other night and just kind of had it on playing. And I'm like, oh, man. I don't have Advocate for Liberty's address. I owe him a mug, and look at his people that I still need to send stuff out to. So if you did win something on that show over off of Leaf the Coils channel, please hit us up so we can get your address and get that stuff sent out to you.
Yeah, actually, I think that if I'm remembering right, which I don't remember much, Robert won the Breeze Tones, and I think I've got to send him MTLs, and Breeze Tones going to send him the rest of the line. If that's the case, remind me, Robert, please. And I'm dead serious. Remind me. I will forget you. And I will forget that this even happened. So please.
It doesn't mean you're forgettable. It just means that Vandal will forget you.
Yeah, it just means I'm kind of, the R word, so. Risotto. I'm risotto. Like the pasta. No,
but we're just happy to come and hang out, man. I mean, I love being on here. It's a lot of fun, and let's see what he said. I won the coils off Lethal, and man,
cool. So it's already taken care of.
On Discord, they came this week. Cheers. Okay, rock on. So at least somebody got their prize off that show, which is good.
I sent out the other prizes too, I believe.
Did you send out that poster? Because I knew that was a.
No one wanted the poster. That's
Everybody wanted that poster.
Yeah, so I put it on my own wall because no one wanted it. I remember, I've never, don't get me wrong, I say some stupid stuff on here, but I've never been more embarrassed than the New Year's show when I was like, all right, I'm going to give away this poster. And, people that were on screen were like, I'm going to take a bathroom break right now.
I think I asked the easiest question for that trivia, too. Who wants a poster?
Yeah.
All right, what's Vandal's first name?
Someone was like, Vapor. It's like, no, that's Swaggins. No. Oh, man. So, yeah, we got a couple of other people dropping in late. Geekus Maximus, good to see you, bro. It's my Canadian friend. We got Mr. Mitch Hoggets, Mr. Hogets Yogets. And you know what? Since we always talk crap about it, let's do our 5-hour buffets, which waste all the bandwidth we pay for on the internet. So I'll start out, since he reminded me. I've got This Blows is the Blue Raz bubblegum. Excuse my Dreamcast camera. But, and I got that, my topside dual with the goat on top. And then in my pods, I have this one running some Own Boys, what is this fucking one again? Melon Punch. I gotta tell you, at first, I didn't like it. I'm not a big fan of melon flavors. It always reminds me of hookah, but once you break it into the coil, I mean, it's a pod, but once you break it in, it's pretty fucking good. I get more of, the punch flavor than the melon. And then other than that, I do have, because, it's kind of like a smoke show tonight, I got my Stizzy with my 98% THC thing in here, so I'll be hitting that on top of this headband, so...
He's gonna be wrecked.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm gonna sleep so good tonight.
Yeah, I mean that's good. Well, if you guys didn't notice, Vandal also got a haircut. He's looking dapper, Dan.
Unfortunately.
So.
I want to see though. I want to see. I don't think my camera will be good enough. But bro, I have so many gray hairs. You can't see. I have the softening filter on, I'm a vape model, I guess. But.
Yeah, he's got so many gray hairs. When you start getting them down under, then we can talk.
Oh, you mean on my balls, dude? I got 3. I put them all together. I call them the mods.
3.
Yeah. It's the mods manglers, dude.
Epic.
that must be terrible to have a whole 3 down there.
Well, since you got so much to say about this gray balls, what are you vaping on?
Well, I'm vaping on this new vape line that I found that's really good. It's got some new labels here for it.
Are you gonna tell
Big
these
Cock
people the
Juice.
name?
Yeah, Big Cock Juice. Big Cock Juicy liquid. I got some sticky nuts. This is a peanut butter, caramel, and maple syrup. Then we got this one here. This is a mango milkshake flavor. Maybe not.
And these are all home brews, right? These are all ones you made?
Yeah, these are all home brews, so I was just making a joke. But yeah, I got a new label printer in from Brother, which is really inexpensive, and it makes some phenomenal labels. So if you're doing DIY, get off your ass, buy this $150 printer because it does a really good job. Last week we were talking to Cody, whose birthday is today. So he's taking the night off, which is awesome. Happy birthday, Cody, because I'm sure you're staying at home watching this on your birthday. And, and anyway, he had asked me about making a green apple menthol flavor. So I made him one, and I don't know if you guys can see the name on this because it will not focus, but it's Frozen Apple. So I thought that was a pretty cool name for that. And then on the backside, I made him a nice little Friday Fallout Beavis and Butthead, one of the images that I made for Instagram. Put that on the sticker too. So I'm having way too much fun with this sticker maker. And then last but not least, creamed on melons, which is a watermelon milkshake flavor. So
Nice.
go-go man shake, sticky nuts, creamed on melons, and frozen apple. So those are some new flavors that I came up with, and I just think the labels look cool. So I'm vaping the same stuff that I always vape, Xena 3 and Jackaroo and all that, all sub-ohm tanks. Nothing special there, but the flavors I made. This watermelon milkshake flavor I made, though, I gotta say, by far the happiest thing I've made so far. Sounds the weirdest freaking thing, but for some reason those two flavors go together so well. I've been really happy with it. So, Glenn, what you got rolling on? I know you were wicking up something before we came on.
Oh yeah, so I wicked up everything. I've got the Aegis Legend with the Blotto Breeze Tones and some Homeboy Mango Ice, and then the see if we can get that to focus. The Odin 100 with the Ether and some 12 milligram Dragon Shake. Boy,
I hear good things about that Dragon Shake.
dude, it's the bee's knees.
Yeah, advocate. I'm never doing a 2-hour buffet with you anytime. Like, the only reason I did a buffet tonight was because I made some new liquids and I wanted to show off the labels I made. Because Vandal knows how much I hate buffets.
Yeah.
Because all you'd want to do, advocate, is show off rainbow-colored shit that I wouldn't want to see anyway. So, not doing that.
I will say, I've also got some of that back off from Deep Cuts as well, and for a tobacco flavor, that kicks every other tobacco I've had.
Really? You like it? Like, I've never heard of anyone really enjoying a tobacco.
Oh, dude, it's super sweet, and it's got just the right amount of that savory tobacco going on.
Is it like a caramel tobacco or anything like that, or like a smooth?
Yeah, it's definitely a caramel tobacco, for shizzy.
That's the thing, is like, don't get me wrong, and like, I know, like, I'll feel bad saying this, and this will be the end of our vape section of this, because like, we always try to stay, anyways, I do sometimes, you know, when I get drunk, miss that first burn of a cigarette, and I know, like, you can't get the cigarette flavor in a vape, but if I can find a tobacco that hits that, and I think that the reason why I'm starting to get more into, like, Anarchist White is because it has more of a savory flavor of, like, a caramel tobacco almost that it would taste like, I think, you know? So if you said it's good, I might check that out. I have to check that out.
I definitely want to check out that new juice that Turk dropped, because that sounds pretty fire. Butterscotch tobacco.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, Advocate said they got their prizes from Stan, which I'm surprised about, which is a good thing. Like, that's great. Casey seems to be vaping on the Nevermore.
Nice.
How's she liking it? I've never tried one. Have any of you guys tried the Nevermore? Never will.
I'll say this. Quick shout out to Breeze Tones. What's up, man? Hope you're doing well. He's in the chat. I'm going to explore more DIY liquids for sure, but and I'm not even trying to be mean here. I don't know if I want to if I would trust Stan's flavor abilities.
Actually, I made up a bottle of the sticky nuts for you. I was going to send that and the frozen apple to you, so you could get that to Cody, and then you could try one of mine.
Dude, the frozen apple, like you were describing it, and like the green
I'll
apple.
make another bottle of that. That's no big deal.
Yeah, green apple would be bitching. Speaking of sending me stuff, by the way, shout out to Anthony. I didn't ask for this or nothing. Anthony shot me a mug that he made that we gave away on here. So thank you, Anthony, for that. And then also I want to tell us, like, you know, a long story short about your fucking package. So it comes, right? And I was like, oh, yeah, this is from Anthony, you know. And so I opened it up and I saw all the surf juice in there. And I was like, did this motherfucker send me a bunch of juice I'm never going to fucking use because I always talk about having all this juice I'm not going to use? I was like, this bitch. I was like, it's cool. I got his address. I'm going to send him like a bag of dicks or one of those big black cock chocolates or something, you know. And then I was like, oh, these are for Cody.
Yes. They're all menthol. They're all for Cody.
Yeah.
I cleaned out, like, I don't even know how many I sent you. There had to have been, like, 10
there's a
or 15
bunch
in that bag. Yeah, and I was like, just somebody take this that's going to use it. So I'm hoping that Cody gets some use out of it. Yeah, there's a bunch in there. Like I said, I used to test liquids for a living. And, I mean, if I open this cabinet over here, there's no food in it. It's just full of vape liquid. Like,
yeah.
So... You know, I feel bad for guys like Breeze Tones. It's like, well, I'm vaping the same liquid in 4 devices because it's all I got left. And I'm like, God, I could just hand you like a box full. But, you know, that's just the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah.
He's got all the coils in the world, but nothing to vape on him. That's a sad state of affairs.
I want to see somebody do a DIY replication of the cranberry bliss bar from Star Sucks.
I never had that.
Cranberry is a tough flavor, man. I've been trying to kind of mix that into different things to see how it comes out, and I'm just not getting any real good results. Not really tasting the cranberry part of it at all. I'm sure there are probably some people out there that could give me some advice on how to make that happen. But I did make up a kicked in the raspberries, which is like a raspberry candy kind of flavor, and I put cranberry in that, and it elevates the flavor, but you just don't taste the cranberry at all.
Huge bummer.
But I like raspberry, so that's kind of why I made it in the first place. But I just wanted to see if it would. The cool thing about the mango flavor that I made, because I've been really wanting a mango milkshake, and I've asked a couple other people to make it. Nobody's been willing to, you know, jump off the bridge. And putting some orange flavoring in that really took that to the next level. Like normally orange is a terrible vape flavor, and you don't taste the orange, you just get kind of the citrus of the orange, kind of balances out the mango, and I think it's really good. Like, I mean, it's hard to keep saying that about your own shit. It's like, you make something, you're like, oh yeah, it's fantastic, I made it, but I like it, so I'm gonna keep vaping it. I'm happy with it.
I can respect that, man. I think that it's great that you're taking a different approach, because so many other folks would use like lemon to elevate, and I feel like that's such an overused flavor. Yeah, bringing things up.
Melon
it's
and
funny,
guava.
when I worked in the vape shop, there were years that lemon was just awful. It all tasted like Lemon Pledge or bathroom cleaner, and then like 2017, 2018, somebody found the right extract for lemon, and then you just saw lemon come out in everything. Like, it was a crazy lemon time. So, you know, I'm not necessarily against lemon, but yeah, I like to try things that are off the beaten path. And I'm telling you guys out there in chat, I am not buying any more commercial liquid. Like, I can make stuff that I actually like to my taste, and I wish I just started doing this a couple of years ago. Like, I got to give big props to mixing it up, because they have definitely sent me down the right path.
I definitely have to start watching that, especially with the impending ban coming.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't the reason I started, but I did, you know, bulk up on some stuff when I found out. I got like a 2.5 gallon jug of VG, which looks like, you know, like one of those big cooking oil jugs full of vegetable glycerin, but I know I'll go through it. So, you know, I'm a pretty heavy vapor, so I'm pretty excited.
I will say though, like you guys are right about like the lemon stuff, but if you get citrus right, like I'm gonna SSD every time we get a chance, because Mitch killed it with that mixed berry lemonade. Like, it tastes like a lemon, like with squoze right in front of you. And it's like, I wanted to save this, but I'll say it here.
Lemon was what?
It was like squoze right in front of you. Squozed.
Okay.
It was squozed.
I'm just not familiar with that terminology.
It's because you ain't with the Wu-Tang, bro. Anyways. But so I was at Local Vape the other day, and Dwayne was their own boy, you know. And I was like, dude, you gotta check this out, this juice from my buddy that mixes. I tried it, and like, because Dwayne made pink lemonade for Anarchist, and it's like, that's what made me completely quit cigarettes, and that was my jam, you know. But I think that Mitch has a great thing, so I was gonna buy a bottle for Mitch to give to Dwayne to try it, and I want them to connect, because if those two can make something good, but like this long story short, the citrus that's coming out right now in the game's pretty good. Like the mangoes and stuff, I don't think that's considered citrus, but when you find the ones that are mixed great with lemons and stuff like that, they're really good.
Yeah, I think, Mitch, you're going to see some new labels come from him, too. I've been helping him out with that a little bit. I made a few little graphics and things for him. I'm hoping he's going to be able to use them. And he's got a new hashtag that once he gets his labels done, I think it'll be pretty cool. So pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I need to get some good labels for Mitch's stuff so I could take more pictures. Like, there's nothing wrong with the way the bottles look now, but with like some logos and stuff, I could do some sick studio stuff, you know? Not just, oh, look, I vaped all this, it was really good. And, you know, I mean, it's the truth, but like something that looks better on Instagram.
Yeah, key lime pie is tough, Breeze Tones. I've tried it twice, and it's been absolute failure. So the problem I have is with lime. Like, I'm really into a blueberry lime flavor, and I have one called Barely Legal, which is like a blueberry lime gummy bear flavor. And it's close, but I wouldn't say it's perfect. It's tough to get that lime flavor to come through. You end up with something that just tastes like fluffy crust. It just doesn't have enough. And I've put a bunch in there, and I still just not getting the flavor out of it I want. And the other thing is too, is like if you're a tank user or an RDA user, it makes a huge difference in the way you make liquid, because I make this stuff pretty sweet. You know, my flavor profile is more tank. And I think that's what you run into a lot of problems with commercial liquid, is they're trying to kind of fit a flavor to, you know, for everybody. And, you know, that's tough. I almost wish they would, you know, say, hey, this is for sub-ohm tanks and this is for drippers, because, you know, you honestly cannot fit both of those into the same bottle. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, I have some friends around here that own a shop, and they have a few juice lines. They do a really good key lime pie comp liquid. It's like I think 90-10. I can't touch that shit no more though, because I vape like 720 mils straight of that, and every time I smell key lime pie now, it just makes me gag.
Isn't it amazing there are things in your life like that? Like Captain Morgan's rum is one of those for me. I got so drunk on that one night that even the thought of drinking Captain Morgan's makes me nauseous. Can't do it.
What is the first alcohol you drank that it made you immensely sick that you couldn't touch again for years?
Jack Daniels.
Okay.
It's gin.
Because I was like 13, so
Yeah.
it was just one of those situations. I was over at a buddy's house. We were having a sleepover, and we were getting into his dad's Jack Daniels, and he kept filling it up with iced tea like he wasn't going to notice. Like, when are you going to go take us? You know, you're 13, you're stupid. You know, it's like, well, it's about the same color. We'll just keep filling the bottle up with this. I have no idea how much of that shit we drank. But can you imagine being a dad and opening up a bottle of what looks like full Jack Daniels? You pour it out, and you're like,
this is the reason why I don't beat
This
you, and now I
tea?
have to beat you because you put tea in here. Like,
Dude,
I would rather come to a half-empty bottle than come to a bottle that was filled up halfway with tea.
honestly, I'd rather not have a son. No, I'm kidding.
He was a cop too. Those are the worst kids, man. Like his dad was a cop, and it was like, man, it's like preachers, man. They have the absolute most rebellious kids, which I love. I love when that kind of shit happens. But yeah, his
You're
dad
not
was a
wrong
cop,
on
which
that
was
part.
funny.
On the second half of that, so I grew up as Jehovah's Witness, kind of, sort of, you know, as loosely as you can as a piece of white trash. And so I remember all the girls that we grew up with in the church. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a flirty little dude, you know. But I wouldn't be like at church, like trying to like pinch their butts or nothing. You know, I'd always try to be nice and do stuff for them. They're all kind of like assholes, like bitchy to me. So I was like, okay. And then I found out years later that they all came together when they were supposed to go to college, and they went off to this camp that it was supposed to be like a college thing, and they ended up just shooting like 13 porno films and making $2,000 that weekend, and then tell their parents. And then it ended up coming out, and this was in Pahrump, and so Pahrump's like outside of Vegas, and there was maybe like 20,000 people back then. So someone farts, everyone smells it, and everyone found out, and it was like the most. It was like you thought like today's news was like the biggest crazy thing. You wait till you see small town like girls, you know, that went out and did like nefarious things. Is that? But it's funny.
Like a Jehovah's Witness Rumspringa.
Yeah, but it's always like you're not wrong. You like you know, like there's people forced into like these mentalities. They just go way out of way with it when they get the chance, you know. But yeah, that was a weird offshoot conversation I started.
Yeah, that's what this show's all about. So, you know, I think that I'd love to put together a new segment. I've been thinking about it a lot lately. Kind of backtrack from that. I'm doing videos for this show, but Drew is out of commission. He's my video guy. I don't know how to do that shit, so some of my video stuff is really getting backed up. I feel bad because I owe Poonstoss an intro, and he wants to start this new beer show. So as soon as he's back on his feet, he's got to go to a spine specialist. So he's in bad shape, like, and I feel rotten for him, but I'm like, I still want him to go back to work so we can do these videos.
You gotta hang the
Like,
laptop
sit in the chair
Mission
for like one day and get these done.
You gotta hang the laptop Mission Impossible style over the operating bed, you know.
almost want to sit there and be like, okay, I'll sit here and push the buttons. You just tell me what to do. But I mean, that's part of when you're running a business and there's only a couple of guys, man. You're really under it if one of them goes down. So I love him, but yeah, it's been tough this week. I don't like putting Poon Sauce off, but I think he's gonna go ahead and go with his show, and we're just gonna get him an intro here as soon as we can. But yeah, tune in for that too. His new show. Some of you guys may have seen the logo that we put together for him on Instagram this week. So the new show is going to be What's Hoppin' It?
Yeah.
With Poon Sauce. So
I was thinking they should have did What's in the Brew, but whatever, I'm not.
Hey, I didn't come up with a name. Like I let people come up with their own names, no matter how great they are or not great. That's completely up to you. So sometimes those names come after a little shed time and a little drinking. It's like, we should call it this. We should call it the Friday Fallout. All right, that sounds good.
Honestly, it was a mash of my favorite video game and the day the show was on. That's all. Like, it's simple. So you're absolutely right. But are you guys drinking on anything?
Hey, at least it wasn't called Pac-Man, so I'm good with that. So
Pac-Man. That's like Manny Pacquiao, ain't it, or whatever?
But anyway, I want to start doing a segment on the show of basically like what to watch. So I don't think I talked about this last week, but new show that I've been watching on HBO Max is called Doom Patrol. Okay, it's a DC show. It's really good. If you like Umbrella Academy, it's like the adult version of Umbrella Academy. It's definitely an MA-rated kind of show. But the funniest thing about it is Brendan Fraser is on this show. Like, when was the last time you saw Brendan Fraser do, like, really anything that you really wanted to watch?
The Mummy 2?
Right, exactly. Like, I don't know if anybody saw Journey to the Center of the Earth, but that is, like in the top 10 worst movies I've ever seen in my life. It's like they shot it all green screen in, like, one room. Like, it's so bad. But no, then he's really good in it. It's superhero based. Obviously, it's a DC show. But if you have an opportunity to check it out, the amazing thing about it is it's like there's 2 seasons, but the first season is like 15 episodes long, and each episode is an hour. That is a long season for something like that, and the production value is pretty good. There are other people in it you guys would probably recognize if you saw them, but you won't recognize their names. But if you're looking for something fun to watch and you like superhero stuff, check out Doom Patrol.
Titans was super awesome too, and I love where they did the little Doom Patrol crossover.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, the nice thing about Doom Patrol is it's got boobs in it, so that automatically kind of gets me, to want to watch. And I was hooked on the first episode. So
it's funny you say that because the reason why I'm going to share the show I just started watching is because it's totally like doesn't go out of the way to like try to make it too much. And I started watching Jack Ryan with Jim from The Office. And it's pretty good so far, but it's funny because I was commenting on it last night. Like, Delane was in here watching it with me, and I was like, man, you know what I like about this show? They didn't make, like, the girl that's flirting with him, like, super hot. Not that she's, like, ugly, but they didn't make her, like, super hot. It's kind of like, these what real federal people would look like, because the government's really ugly people. Have you seen Mitch McConnell? But, like, I've been watching, but anyways, I was watching Jack Ryan. That was pretty good. We finished The Mandalorian last week, and, like, that was pretty good. And then I didn't know until, like, everyone in the chat and last week when I was talking about it was like, did you watch all the way to the end? I was like, yeah, I did. I didn't. So I went back this week and watched to the end and saw the extra. I was like, oh, so I'm not going to give it away or nothing. But that, and then Geek has just put in the chat, Wanda Vision, that's next. I'm starting that tomorrow. It just came out on Disney+. And that will be the show.
Looks interesting. Yeah. That could be really good or really bad. Like, that's they're right on the line there of what it could be. So I'm hoping for good. It's an interesting premise for sure. So we'll see how it rolls.
I was talking to Geekus about this, and like I don't know much about like the comic books and stuff. Like I'm not that big into it. But I was like, it's kind of crazy to me about like that they took the strongest character and then put her in a sitcom. Like.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and in there with Vision too, which is just a weird combination anyway. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm open-minded to some of that stuff. So other things I'm not, but.
And I understand Love's in weird places, but does she have a USB slot? Like, what's going on here? Vision's a robot dog. That's weird. No, just kidding. But yeah. So Glenn, what about any new shows from you?
Just hope that's not where the cooling fan is.
I haven't really been watching anything as of late, just because work. But I did start the new season of Disenchantment last night, and so far, chef's kiss, bud.
Yes.
I was wondering who watched that show.
It's probably one of the best shows Matt Groening's ever done. Like, kicks the shit out of The Simpsons.
Let's be fair, The Simpsons
In
have
my
sucked
opinion.
for a long time.
I was gonna say, yeah, if it runs for like, I don't know, 40 years or however long The Simpsons have been on the air.
Once it runs long
I don't
enough,
really consider The Simpsons to be good or bad. It just is.
I don't know. I don't
Come
know.
same as South Park now. It's just like it's existing in its own little bubble.
But Simpsons
Yeah, I think
definitely
South Park
got
and those two are just competing to see who can be on the air the longest.
But South Park, I mean, I guess it's like, it's my opinion, so I'm biased, because I like South Park. But I think that, like, don't get me wrong, they have their bad seasons, but they come back really good. Most of the times with Simpsons, it's like they slowly, like, not that, like, not to put like weird labels on it, but they slowly like tear away from social, like, politically correctness, and then they go right back to it instantly, and then they go back to it, and then South Park just sucks because the context is terrible sometimes, and then like, and that's it. But like, I don't know. I don't think Simpsons has been proud of it since they got super big 10 years ago, and everyone bought everything from them. And then they got their cash cow, and we're like, all right, well, we're just gonna keep drawing this shit.
Yeah.
A trivia question then for Glenn and the chat, if anybody can tell me this: what show did The Simpsons start on? It wasn't its own show.
Oh, I
It
know
started
this.
out as a short on a different show.
Oh God, you got me there, bud.
I'm going to give the chat just a minute to see if anybody actually knows.
I think I remember, but I'm not sure. But yeah, after this question, let's talk about Mad TV and how prevalent it would be today.
I actually liked Mad TV, but I was definitely one of the people.
I didn't like
Very, very
SNL
few.
and like those kind of shows till I got older. But like Mad TV, growing up as like a kid with a tube TV. We got people in the chat. Geekus was first with Tracy Ullman, and then Rob Gain got it right after him.
Yep, Tracy Ullman show is where that started. It was like a skit comedy. Tracy Ullman's like a British comedian, and that actually started as a short on that show, and then came out to be its own thing. So good, nice job, chat.
Yeah.
I'd like to see some older people in here that have some knowledge. That's helpful from time to time.
Yeah. Mitch in the chat also threw out King of the Hill started from Beavis and Butthead. Yeah, he was a guy catching them twacking in the tool shed.
I want an apple pie, a large fry, and a coffee.
Oh, dude, I got sound clips from fucking King of the Hill.
How much is it? Oh, it's free. My favorite episode of Beavis and Butthead is when they're throwing stuff into the ceiling fan. Like, and then the guy comes in the morning to do, like, the food inspection guy comes to where they're working at, and they're leaving. There's shit everywhere. Like, deep frying the radio and stuff, like, ah! Yeah, it's one of those shows that you just, you have to be the right age to watch at the right time, I think.
Yeah. No, but I was saying, like, before, like, Mad TV, and I get, like, back in the day, like, if you were looking at, like, how the, like, American TV was, they were going more for the laugh track sitcom shit, and so it didn't really have its niche, so that's why it fed in really well at Fox TV. But if you look back at it, and then how we have comedy now and the obscurity and the honesty of it, like, I think that this is the generation that was made from Mad TV, because you look at people like Dave Chappelle and stuff, and he's never said it directly, but you appreciate, like, his skits where he was a black racist, or, like, really obscure comedy and stuff, and it had to come from that, because, like one of my favorite things, and it makes so much fun of, like, the future we didn't realize we were going to have, was misconnections on fucking Mad TV, where it was, like, the dating show for, like, crackhead tweakers and trailer parks, and, just, like, really obscure people, and the best part was they did the zoom out screen instead of usually, like, people walking on a beach holding hands, and it was, like, them walking next to a train track and a fence, and they're crawling through the hole in the fence. And, like, so, like, that just plays so much into, like, I think, like, dating app generations, and stuff like that. Like, you're basically going wherever you can to get stuff. And, like, the Stewart stuff was, like, it was weird because he was an adult, but, like, with how creepy, like, people were towards kids and stuff now. And then now you see all this stuff going on. Like, they spoke a lot of stuff beforehand that was actually going to happen.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And, I was a Mad Magazine kid when I was younger, and that wasn't anything that was popular after that. But and Mad TV really didn't fall, like, in line with the like the magazine. Like it wasn't like a hand in hand kind of thing. But no, I always enjoyed their humor. They had the one guy on there that was like Stewart. Stewart was one of my favorite characters on that show. Like Stewart was always taking his pants off and look what I could do. It's just like I loved that character on there. And then the lady that was she looked like a man. Like that was another catchphrase.
She looked
from that
like a
show
man.
that I absolutely loved.
Joe's apartment advocate put in that was a good one from like back in that era too, but like just like the skits that they would do and like they always like speak on like I can't remember them exactly because it's been a long time, but they would like make fun of like people trying to like rob somebody for like their like pocket lint for pills and stuff, and now we have the opioid crisis. And like I'm not trying to make this sound sad because humor is found in sadness and stuff, but like they picked on so much more stuff than like SNL watching Steve Belushi shit his pants. You know what I mean? Like,
I agree, and it's funny that you brought this up because I've been thinking about this week about is comedy on its way out, and the reason I say that is because it seems like everybody gets all upset, that you're not accepting of everything, and the majority of comedy is making fun in one way or another of a person or a situation
reality
or whatever. When you're not allowed to do that anymore, how will comedy exist?
And that's the thing. Mainstream comedy is getting terrible nowadays. That's why you have to like watch Netflix stand-ups to find people that you never listened to before, or you have to go on the YouTube and stuff. Because like, don't get me wrong, there's some stuff that I enjoy on mainstream, like some SNL stuff. Sure, it's funny, but it's all like the most toned down, basic stuff. And then the next thing you know, Jimmy Fallon's on the biggest national TV show, just giggling at Shaq. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry, Sean. I did forget her name, and that's correct.
Miss Swan. But yeah, and like, I mean, I get it. Like, they have their funny moments and stuff, but like, even like beforehand, like the people before that, like Jay Leno and stuff, was a little bit edgier and stuff. Like, I'm not saying like be edgy just for the edge, but he brought in a little bit more to the table than just like. So I saw Katy Perry today. She wore my jacket. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. No, it's just funny that you brought it up because I literally was thinking about this. And in 10 years from now, will we even have comedy? Because everybody has to be accepting of everything, and you're not allowed. People aren't able to laugh at themselves, and that's the thing that I think is sad. Like, if you can't laugh at yourself, like everybody does dumb shit. I mean, Vandal does dumb shit. He laughs at himself. I do dumb shit. I laugh at myself. I want other people to laugh at it because laughter is good. Like, laughter, makes you feel better. Laughter, there's even a thing in the Bible that says laughter works good like a medicine.
Yeah.
Not that I'm a big Bible guy, but I'm just saying that there are situations that you need to be able to laugh. And, we were talking about the episode that we did for New Year's Eve, and I made a joke to Jess Marie about having, a tattoo and dicks. And, everybody laughed at that because it was, like, uncomfortable. But
Yeah.
it was funny because of the situation. Like, most guys are not getting a tattoo on their dick. Like, it's just not going to happen. But the stories about having that done to somebody else is funny. Like, Wire Talk with Big G has a penis tattooed on his arm because it's part of another tattoo that he has.
Yeah.
That's funny. Like, that's not something that we're not laughing at him, but that situation is funny. And when you lose the ability to do that, I think we lose something as a society.
Yeah.
That's
and
my 2 cents.
I think you're absolutely right with this, and it's not like to harp on my own fucking sad, horn or nothing. I'm very gifted or blessed, I would say, in the sense of having a very hard life to be able to say stuff so that if I have the context of this and it's the way I humorize it, there's no fucking chance that you can tell me I'm wrong about it. You know what I mean?
If we don't have meth addicts and crackheads, what are we going to laugh at? Like, Daniel has to tell us stories about his family, or we're not going to have anything to laugh about,
Yeah. What's up, Lady Liberty? Good to see you in the chat. But like that's the thing is like, and that I think that's a huge thing to it. That's saying like, as far as like the image of like society as a whole, is that people are starting to try to wash everything so clean so that like white people don't have a culture because we wash ourselves so deep of everything that we try to do instead of like being embracive of the stuff. You know what I mean? And bringing in other cultures on our own. But it comes down to like just like one thing to where it seems like there's this big movement of everyone starts at the same plate. But if we're all starting the same plate, what extraordinary abilities are we learning from here to there to make us better in the process? You know what I mean?
Don't think people hate you just because they laugh at you. Because you can turn right around and they'll do something stupid and you laugh at them.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. Like the whole long story short thing.
Yeah.
It's funny because
It's
it
true.
never happens. It's never short.
You know.
That's why it's funny. but he doesn't take it like he doesn't go in the corner and cry. Oh, maybe he does, but I don't think Vandal goes and sits in the corner and cries after an episode because somebody made fun of him telling long stories.
Only after an episode of the OC.
Get over yourself a little bit and laugh.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, if you can't laugh at yourselves or laugh at like terrible situations you're a part of, or like turn it into something better than that, it's just gonna eat you away forever. You know what I mean? Like,
there's meanness and then there's funny, and if you could find the ways to make it funny and laugh, then I'm on board.
A big shout out to Jingles in the chat. Everyone send him some good vibes. He could use them today. That's the homie right there.
Mr. Bojangles.
Mr. Jingles. He's one of the coolest guys I've ever met.
Now, you said white people have no culture. You want to see white people culture? Go watch Little Britain.
Well, that's European. That's European people. There's a difference between, like, when you say white people, you mean straight up United States. Like beef jerky in my pocket, and milk cheese. You know what I mean, on everything. That's white people. When you talk about people in Europe, you're talking about European people, and they have so much culture that some of them are still shitting outside.
There was a show that used to be on, and if somebody in the chat knows the show, I'll be shocked. But it was called Come Fly With Me. And it was these two guys, it was a sketch comedy, and they did every part, whether it was girls, guys, little kids, old people, whatever. These two guys did every part. And they would do like little Chinese girls like waiting for somebody at the airport, like a celebrity to come, and they'd be all giddy about it and shit. Like, it was great. And it was one of those Netflix shows. My son and I used to do this thing when we get bored and we've seen everything on Netflix.
Choose something.
We would roll dice.
Yeah.
Okay? So you just start at the beginning and you'd roll a dice and you'd be like, okay, we're going 7 over. And then, 6 down. And then you'd roll for right or left, and then whatever it was, we would watch the first episode of whatever it is. And that's how I ended up finding this show, and it was great. There's just so much content out there, you don't know what to watch, and you can't just look at a thumbnail, which is the toughest thing. Like, if you read the caption of what something's supposed to be, go back and look at a movie that you actually love and read the caption.
It's terrible.
I would never watch that off of that caption. Like, that is horrible. But yet, it's a great movie or a great TV show. So, take a chance every once in a while and just watch something that maybe you might be surprised. You might have a good time.
In the chat, they're saying that that's the Little Britain guys by RB Mark II, and then Matt Lucas and David Williams said Robert Darkings. Oh,
man. There's nothing like seeing Matt Lucas and David Williams in yellow face.
I don't watch too many British shows, but I do get into the IT crowd a lot. It's really good. Have you guys seen that one? So if you've seen it, I can't remember his name in Geekus. I talk to him about this like every day. But I've never really I had like action hero movies or action movies I thought were heroes. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger always be my favorite, because that's the generation I grew up in, and I love his movies. And he's just a good guy. But for like British films and stuff like that, I found if I would ever be an actor, I would want to be him. And it's the son of the CEO that takes over after the fact, that he dies or whatever, he jumps out the window. His son, the actor that plays him, and I don't even know his name, so like I'm not even doing him injustice, but he's the funniest guy I've ever seen. And I get like the humor in it. It's a little older, and it's a British comedy. It's kind of like passive aggressive, like sexual advances to like the coworkers and stuff like that, or he just has no eminence of who he is. And so he's always like naked, or he's like in his underwear, and he's like, oh, what's going on, and like stuff like that, and he's like, my favorite part was like, he went to it was a company party, long story short, he went to a company party, and like all the girls were standing there or whatever, and like he came out in like his underwear, and they're all staring at him funny, and he's like, what, come on, be game, just standing there with like his junk sticking out and stuff, just trying to get the girls to dance with him. And like, I just think that guy is like that kind of humor, and like, that's funny as hell.
I'm so proud of Chad for actually knowing some of this stuff. Like, it makes me smile to think I'm in the right company.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in the right place. Like, I didn't think 10 people on the earth fucking watch that show, and they're like talking about it in chat, which I think is great. But you brought up a great topic. Like, what action hero is the like funniest comedic type actor? Because the one that comes to my mind, I'm not saying he's the best, but Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He plays this part in Get Shorty where he is he's homosexual, but he puts it to the next level. And he's in this store, he's trying on these cowboy clothes and just slapping his ass and like singing a song and shit like that. And I cried laughing the first time that I saw it. Terry Crews is another one.
Yeah.
It's like when he's sitting in that car singing, like in White Chicks. I mean, he just takes it to the next level. Like, no holds barred. I'm going to push this to the farthest level I can. So I would love to hear from chat. Like, if you have somebody that's known for action movies, but yet they did like they're a really good comedic actor. I mean, and you guys too. Like, do you have anybody that you think of? Because you kind of brought one up. But I was just curious.
I wouldn't say Arnold Schwarzenegger is my favorite, but not for comedy acting. Don't get me wrong; he's got his quips, but he's not comedy. It's just cool guy. But I would say definitely Terry Crews, because that's my thing. I think it's so funny that people get so, like, either think it's so hilarious or so triggered by, like, big buff dudes embracing femininity, and he just, like, he's dancing and everything and singing, and he's, like, got the moves. But the best scene has to be that and the dance club, man. And he's got the whistle, and I know that's not really femininity, but he's just like, I don't give a fuck about nothing.
He's ready. I mean, he does. And I watched a little interview with him where he was going through like his roles that he's played, and he talked about how he got in the industry and all of that. And he says that he plays every one of those comedic parts like it's real. Like, he plays it like this is exactly how this guy would act, and just puts everything into it, and it shows. Like, he doesn't hold anything back, and steals the show a lot of times, because you're like, dude, this is a bit part in this, but that's the one thing I remembered out of the entire movie was him singing in that Miata or whatever that little convertible was. I was just dying. I thought it was great.
What about you,
so,
Glenn?
I want to hear from you, Glenn, because you got to have one.
Oh, dude, John Cena.
Okay.
Like, that little bit that he did in Sisters was comedy gold.
I saw him in Cock Blockers too, and like, he's actually pretty funny, man. Like, he's actually a pretty good actor. I always did that whole thing like, oh, wrestling and acting, blah blah blah. Some people are terrible, but he was great, and he's fucking funny,
Better him than the Undertaker.
The Undertaker. I can only see him delivering pizzas because he always walks like he's got a pizza in a dark apartment building, like.
Jangles, I don't know if I would really agree with Harrison Ford. Not that it's a bad choice. I'm trying to rack my brain and think of a situation where Harrison Ford was like,
"Get off my plane," and he kicked the guy.
Well, yeah, but that's not supposed to.
Yeah, I know, it's not funny.
It's like calling Nicolas Cage funny. It's not.
Nicolas Cage is funny. Look at all this work he's still getting. That's all. It's like he's the biggest troll in Hollywood.
He's funny because he takes the worst roles, and he doesn't matter what the movie.
He's like, what's this movie called? Making Sandwiches on Netflix. Do I get to keep the sandwich? Yeah, I'm in. Like,
do I get to keep the sandwich?
Oh man.
National Treasure 3 Pickers. Like,
so we do have some memes we could toss up. We're about an hour in, and then we'll get in
that.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and hit that. I have this bumper somewhere. Cool, I didn't turn my screen on. Alright, so we got a mix of memes from the group here. We have a private chat where we just send each other really obnoxious memes. But I need
Advocate for Liberty, Patch Adams is not an action hero.
Yeah, and Patch Adams is definitely not an action hero. Ask those kids, how many of those kids did he save? None of them. He didn't save any of those kids. He's not a hero.
He's not like, saving the Nakatomi building. That's not happening.
Well, good morning. No, that's the ICU. No.
Dude, I grew up not too far from where his little hippie commune is, and my God, those are a lot of dirty, smelly hippies out there.
So I read
hippie just covers that, doesn't it?
I like how Glenn calls people hippies, and he's got that beard.
I
love hippies.
Hippies are great until you can smell them, and all you can smell is BO and patchouli.
Glenn's channel is Inner Red Foreman right now.
My partner Drew is like, he hates hippies, but he's got long ass hair and a big ass beard. And I'm like, dude, you look like a hippie. Like, I don't know how you can hate him. He hates him like Cartman hates hippies. Like, I don't get it.
I don't know. You have enough tourists around, combine them with some hippies, that gets old really fast.
That's fair. Glenn does live in West Virginia, where I imagine it's like that episode of King of the Hill where all the hippies took over the state park and pooped on the ground, and then like didn't get in trouble because they called it like freedom of speech.
Please tell me you got that Boomhauer meme in here, because that made me
I think so.
cry.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Oh, this was rough. The bungee jumping one was rough.
Yeah. I got that from my
I don't
friend
know why I
Keegan.
had that, just as soon as I read this, I had that mental picture of just.
In the chat, they're still going about the action heroes, and I want to push it out. Jackie Chan was said a couple times. Jackie Chan is a great action hero, and he is pretty comedic.
He is, yeah. I would say that.
He said he stopped doing movies in America because they kept trying to typecast him to that cheesy role all the time.
Speaking of typecasting, how about Chris Tucker?
So what's he gonna play? Like Hamlet? I mean,
That's
Anyway,
what?
Jackie Chan's not. I mean, what else is he gonna play? He plays action comedies.
You don't
That's
have to
his
be in a
niche.
history movie. It could be like a big FBI agent that doesn't have to take care of 3 kids over the weekend.
I am an FBI agent.
6 words, 26 letters. Say it, and I'm yours. Fucking smoke crack with me, bro.
Ooh, sounds like West Virginia.
I'm trying to understand David Moyle's comment. Lock, stock, and 2 smoking barrels. Are you saying that someone in that is funny, or are you just throwing movie references out?
That's a good movie. I forgot if he was in it specifically.
I agree.
But action hero, it's funny. Jason Statham in like the snide kind of way, He's kind of funny.
Bruce Willis.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't think Bruce Willis is funny. I love him as an action hero. I really do. He's like my favorite action hero. But I like the whole 9 yards and all that. I thought was terrible.
He just reminds me of that guy that you had that one white friend that was privileged.
That's the best comment that just came through. Jean-Claude Van Damme is unintentionally hilarious. That's very true. Him and Steven Seagal would kind of go neck and neck on that one.
I forgot who the fuck I was talking about.
Sorry, man.
It's all right. I forgot.
job.
Oh, Bruce Willis. Yeah, he looks like the kids that he looks like your friend's dad that had a Porsche and always tells you don't drive it while I'm out of town.
Tough old man. I'm gonna rub my nutsack all over your steering wheel.
What was that?
He
Figures
likes that though.
fucking put a hair on the steering wheel so you know if it moves or something. David
would
Moyle
be
says
some-
it's hard to name actors. That's why he's throwing out the movies, so the people that are in
gotcha,
it.
okay. Yeah, that's a good one. Ryan Reynolds. That's a really good one.
Oh, hot take.
That's a
Easy for you to say.
man. I don't know. After watching Green Lantern, I can't look at him the same way. That was just so bad.
God, I don't know why everybody beats on that movie so bad. That's one of 2 movies that everybody beats on that I actually enjoyed. So that just kind of sucks.
Yeah, it could have just been more substantial. It felt like the every part of the plot line was kind of vague, if you will.
I'm with you, but I mean, when I think of a bad superhero movie, I think of things like Suicide Squad, or Birds of Prey. Nobody watched that. It is
I never watched it.
horrible.
Yeah, it was.
I don't think there was a script. I really don't. I just think they just told Margot Robbie to just run around and act crazy for an hour and a half.
Sounds about right.
Fucking what was it? I was gonna say one. Amber Heard and the Aquaman. Can we talk about like how terrible that is? Not even like I'm not even gonna bring up the Johnny Depp
I
thing.
haven't actually seen that.
But oh
so
my
I don't
god,
know.
dude! I swear to God, if they cut her out of the movie and filled it in with pictures of blue waffle instead, it would be 100% better.
Okay, well let's have a vote. Okay, who's worse, Amber Heard in Aquaman or Megan Fox in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
I haven't seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
There's
but
2 of them.
I will guarantee you that I will be willing to put my lame reputation on Amber Heard.
I believe you, but man.
Seriously, like I will give you like a breakdown of the scene. So like she's like talking to him and they're like looking off into the distance, and she's supposed to be like looking him in the eye intensely and like to do something, and she's like, "Your quest is over here."
Hey, Lady Liberty, you don't need to jump on the bandwagon, okay? I know Ryan Reynolds talks shit about the Green Lantern.
Advocate for Liberty says Ben Affleck and Daredevil decent as Batman. No, Ben Affleck in any action movie can suck a butt.
See, and I liked Daredevil. That's the other one I didn't want to bring up.
It's not the worst movie. I mean, they've had worse movies since that.
He was good as Daredevil.
Yeah.
The bad guys were not good in that movie.
Yeah.
And I think he gets a bad rap for that. Like, that's the thing about it I didn't like.
Yeah. I don't know.
No, he's a terrible Batman. I will agree with that. Like, but he's not going to be worse than the vampire heartthrob.
I tried watching like the newer Batman, the newer DC stuff, and when anyone with Batman, I just can't do it. Also, this is my favorite meme right here. I've seen it before, but Cody sent it earlier. Phone sex. Her, tell me what you do with me. Me, loudly chewing a bagel. I don't know, probably sex.
Every time. 60.
David Moyle says he didn't think Fox was bad in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Have not seen the other one.
I think that her role in that was exactly the same as the one she played in Transformers.
I knew you were going to say that too, and I can't really disagree. She was just younger and hotter in Transformers, so it was easier for me to swallow it.
I've never been a huge Megan Fox fan, but I gotta tell you, after like getting with Machine Gun Kelly, and I get it, this isn't the E! News channel, but like I hate Machine Gun Kelly. I'm Eminem on that side, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Really? Why?
Yeah. That's the wonderful thing about this show that Van and I don't agree on
anything.
I don't like Eminem. I like Machine Gun Kelly.
I used to like Machine Gun Kelly until he put out a pop punk album and absolutely ruined pop punk for me.
I hate that. I just don't. He's just like a culture vulture, man.
All right, I must have missed a comment here.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't see one from any time closer, but maybe it's
honestly, culture vulture pretty much sums up Cleveland.
Maybe that's what he wanted me to read. Is read my comment, Anthony. Okay.
Just read it.
Yeah. Read my comment, Mitch Hogarth. I honestly don't see it, pal. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think that. So if you guys didn't know, YouTube won't let some comments go some reason. I don't know.
If that was the joke, then.
Also, this is one of my favorite memes that I shared. I only have two sides: cringe and more cringe.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the guy holding the butt plugs.
Oh no. I love this meme. It's my favorite, and I start like scratching my face with a butt plug. Like.
A good way to get pink eye.
Right below Tim's comment about Daredevil. Yeah, it's not popping up, man. I don't think. I can't see it.
It's okay. We'll stop the show to see if we can find this.
This is the kind of quality you get with the interaction. I'm really, dude. Those edibles are kicking my ass right now. Also, spaghetti muffins, and I ain't gonna lie. At first, I laughed, but now that I'm super fucking baked, I'm kind of down.
Spaghetti muffins?
Yeah.
Oh, that looked gross.
I don't know.
That looked really gross.
I ate army food for 8 years, so a lot of stuff looks good and it shouldn't.
That looks like the loaf from, can't even remember what movie that was, but the guy got loaf in solitary confinement. He's like, what is it? He goes, it's like toenails and that looks like prison food right there. Like, whoa.
If you've experienced the veggie omelet MRE, then everything is fucking gourmet.
Yeah.
Except
fucking
Somebody the other day, I don't remember who it was I was talking to. We were talking about Martha Stewart being the only person that actually went to jail on the Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart. She had like 3 rappers on and there's like only one of these people have been to prison. And we were like, why didn't Martha Stewart do a cooking show like from prison? Like, okay, this is what we got from the commissary today, and we're gonna use this and make this in the toilet. And I would have thought that would have been hilarious.
Oh man, they would have had a hard time because internet in West Virginia is just fucking absolutely terrible, especially out where she was in prison at Alderson. Like, they've got old school broadband, like
dial up. No.
32 megs up.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's fucking trying to upload like a picture on a goddamn Sega Dreamcast. Like.
I did like the 103-year-old vegetarian though. That was good. It wasn't worth it.
This
Who
one
wants to live to be 103. Like,
yeah. That's the thing.
Rough.
Like, people say like, "Oh, I want to live forever, bro." Why? Like, don't get me wrong. Live like at an appropriate age, but if like I'm 104 years old and you could see my bones through the sunlight, like, dude, I think it's good.
this was so good. It got his big hand around her neck. That man made me laugh pretty hard. Because I couldn't stop thinking like a guy with big hands.
I told Kentucky Shine what I ate before the show, and he's like, "Hey, hold on, my friend. I'm gonna eat another one. What are you talking about? I'm not driving anywhere."
Kentucky Shine has the prettiest alcohol pictures on Instagram, I have to say.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen him, follow him on Instagram, Kentucky Shine.
Oh, hell yeah.
The Shed. He always has cool looking beers, and like it's funny. I'm not a fancy. You guys see what I drink, but some of the stuff he posts, I'm like, oh, you know what? I might pick that up.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I don't even like foo-foo stuff like that, but it looks delicious.
This is one of my favorite memes too, not because it's talking about like the peril of being a man, but the cat's face and the horny part. That's my favorite. Like, well, what'd you do to that cat to make that face and then take a picture of it? You know what I mean? Like that cat seriously like.
Looks like mid sneeze.
Yeah, it's bad.
Looks like mid-prostate exam.
Yeah. That's definitely like that cat's getting checked out to join the Marines. Like, it's like.
Oh God, having flashbacks.
And speaking of spaghetti, Advocate for Liberty and his lady apparently ate it for dinner, and then so like we had a couple spaghetti memes tonight just offhand, so that works out great. What's your spaghetti policy? Here?
I'm okay with that, Advocate for Liberty. You can call me Super Gray Balls.
Super Gray Balls.
I can't see them, so somebody else has to look. But yeah.
That's why you buy a shiny. What's the scale in your bathroom? That's why like bigger guys get shiny ones, so you can see everything that's going on down there.
You know, the problem is nothing in the shade grows, so you know it's just there's some issues there for sure. Someday the turtle pops its head out, but most days, I don't know.
Anthony is always a winner. Water-cooled CPUs. This one wasn't that great, but I figured we'd throw it in because everyone hates Zuckerberg right now, and so I'm going to ride that train.
Yeah. I'm sure everybody doesn't, but yeah, no, I understand.
I don't know who's hated more, Zuckerberg or Jack Dorsey.
It's just crazy to me how much Jack Dorsey looks like he could be in the Taliban.
Right?
Like, his beard is very jihadi.
Boy, Advocate's feeling his oaths tonight, let me tell you.
I don't know what's going on with Advocate.
Vandel's not checking. No.
I think like this is like a question that Advocate wants to ask you, Miss Liberty, about bringing somebody home or something. And I'm just gotta tell you, man, I'm not down for that kind of commitment. I'm a unicorn, but I'm not your unicorn. Look.
Send you some private photos on Instagram. You can tell me what they are.
You know, have you thought about doing a Tim the Enchanter graphic for old Tim over here?
That's a good idea.
I don't know what Tim the Enchanter is. I'm sorry.
Monty Python, Holy Grail.
Oh, no.
I'll put that in the notes.
Yeah.
I forgot who said it. Like, we need a bumper for this. RB Mark II, Read My Comment needs a bumper. So I'm going to make a bumper for Read My Comment. So that'll be a thing. And then I'm also going to make you the Enchanter.
we read more comments than Grim Green for Super Chats. Like,
Ooh.
It's funny, too, because like, I'll hop on his stream sometimes, and I say obscure stuff here and there, you know? And he always, I always see him, like, he, like, goes to read it, and he's like, oh, never mind. Like,
I don't know. I do this too. I'm sure I'm probably not the only one. I'm sure some people in chat do this. Like, you'll type something in and then you'll watch the screen, and then see. You can watch and see if somebody reads it and they'll laugh. Overdrip is notorious for doing that. Like, I'll write something almost directly at him.
Yeah.
And you'll watch him laugh, but he won't read it because he knows it's too bad to read.
This one's a good one too. The Gosh Pit. Speaking of modern art and comedy, dude, Napoleon Dynamite opened a whole generation for weird. You wouldn't have Bob's Burgers for Napoleon Dynamite.
Bro, you know, whatever happened to that animated spinoff?
It was an animated spinoff.
The best animated spinoff I've seen in a while is Little Kenny. Like, that's a great animated spinoff, and it only has like a few episodes. I'm like, do more of that. That's really funny.
Yeah.
I don't know why they don't do more of that, especially when they drop a whole fucking season of Letterkenny on us and just expect us to get by for a whole year and a half.
Yeah, we watched them all on the first night.
That's the life we live now, man. You guys don't have any idea about having to wait a week for a show.
I always forget about it. You just reminded me because of Letterkenny. Have you seen Letterkenny? Anthony. I was trying to say.
I love Letterkenny.
So so you know how the episode where they're doing the call-ins and like the people can do that. They can call in and like talk live on the air, and
Yes.
so I was thinking if I could figure out how to make this happen. Can you guys be down to have a live call-in line on our show on here? And I don't think I've seen that anywhere else on YouTube. I would just have
Actually, I did another show that
had it?
He left the phone number on the screen and no one ever called. Let's just say not too many viewers for that particular show that we were doing. But yeah, he used to leave it on there. So I can ask him. I'm sure he could probably tell me how to do it.
Well, I was thinking I could just set up like a Skype thing and then I just import the audio to here or whatever because you can get the free phone numbers and then you're right, I don't think we'd get a lot of people calling, but I think that would be fucking hilarious.
We just get Advocate for Liberty calling every couple minutes.
So you ought to come over and eat my meatloaf, bro.
I want to see your gray balls.
Check out all these guitars. I can't play any of them, but they look cool.
Holy crap, how many names did you put on here? Everything you dropped this week?
Yeah, there's quite a few.
Oh, right on.
That one's one of my favorites. The Size of the Moon, Banana for Scale. Where banana? Lady Liberty says, don't do that. Tim will call and be a smartass.
Oh.
I always say it's better than being a dumbass.
Yeah, that's fair. And then, we could have someone come in and tell their own long story short,
Oh, yeah. Wintegi Sean brings up a good point. I forgot about that. Grim Green Tuesday Bro Tuesdays used to be a call-in show.
Was it?
I'm going to be nice and say those shows were painful.
Yeah?
They were painful. He'd be talking about a topic and people would call in and have no information whatsoever about the topic.
Just to be on the show?
Yeah, and then sometimes he would do them where they would be on their phone and the people would be walking around their house and you get motion sickness from this guy walking through his house. I couldn't watch him. It was just dude, this is painful.
Yeah.
Ours would be better than that.
And that's the thing too is if we can make it a free number, we got I know obviously his reach is more massive than ours, but I think that
free number somebody out there paying for long distance.
Well, I don't know I don't know when's the last time you called somebody on purpose? You know what I mean? I haven't in years. But
I'm sure those people at the auto insurance place or where your warranty's.
Oh, I got called today actually. I was in the shower and I was and my phone rang and so it was number and so I didn't know if maybe it was a job or something. So I answered it and the shower's going on in the background and this lady, which was clearly not a Gloria, said, "Hello, my name is Gloria," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." And it's oh, we see that you have an interest in stocks trading and stuff. I was like, I absolutely do not. She's like, well, let me tell you about it. I was like, yeah, no problem. And then I turned on the shower and I put my phone in the thing and then I started to shave my face and she stayed on the whole time talking to my shower.
Man, if she'd have called me, I would have started singing Gloria. This is my favorite meme of the week.
The abortion one?
We could have written 100 clips for that meme alone. What kind of maniac does this?
This one was my favorite. Another favorite of mine, the shoes and the beans.
Oh, the baseball bat and the one with the... Oh, man. That was rough. I can't fathom that.
Yeah.
Well, we're good folks. Clean it up. Keep it tidy.
Also, Advocate, you know what? We haven't even started that segment yet. You're not getting the number, man. I just decided. It just doesn't work out like that, bro.
And then.
If I'm going to have anyone call and say, and then it'll be Geekus.
Oh, man. I think this is the perfect show to do that, though.
Oh, yeah. Because you're taking it at your own risk. You call into the three of us. You really are. Because we're not going to be easy on you. Grimm's nice. He really is. If some of those people would have called in on this show, I would have read them the right act. All right, we're talking about this. Tell us about that. Well, I don't know anything about that. Then why the fuck did you call? Hang up the fucking fucking phone, you retard. Like, I'd have been all over him. Like, there's no way I could take that.
Do you guys think that it's against the YouTube terms of service that we had a roast me section?
You say rosary?
Like a roast me, like roast me, like make fun of me section.
I think so.
Because
if we're getting away with what we get away with on this channel, then I'm sure there's probably nothing out of bounds.
That's fair. Speaking of getting away with stuff on this channel,
there's only. This is a show where people clear their browser history. Like, I understand. Like, that's.
I don't even follow this channel. No, I'm just kidding. I'm the only one. No.
Why would you? I mean.
Yeah.
3 more guys on YouTube with beards talking about vape shit. Like,
all right, we got 15 minutes left, so let's get into the last segment, which is tinfoil hat time.
Oh boy.
I really like that graphic I made. I think I gotta take Trump off it though, because this video is gonna get banned from YouTube. I see, like, I had a tinfoil hat and I broke it. Oh, I gotta turn off the memes. They're back on. Alright, now they're off.
Oh no.
Damn it, Trump's on that. We're gonna get banned for sure.
I know, man. But the tinfoil hat, I made it Photoshop so well. Like, you know, we're gonna ride this train. Sorry, Steve and Adam, the channel's gone. No.
Yeah. You rerun memes again? Like, let's not do that.
So, for tinfoil hat time, we didn't really have a specific subject, but we called it the Matrix one because, you know, of course, you know, I partake in shed time quite often, and I know that other people do as well. And I was kind of curious if you guys ever had, like, a feeling where you felt like the deja vu, where, like, something happened insane that you thought you did before, and then, like, you just couldn't explain it, and if it was something, like, prolific enough to remember.
Bro, this entire past year feels like, you know, just this weird fever dream. Like, you're stuck in a coma somewhere in this fucked up shit.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good way to put it, because that's the deja vu stuff that I have. I have really vivid dreams. I'm one of these guys that, like, well, I'll wake up and be like, oh, thank God that wasn't actually real. Like, I really do have those. The other day I woke up and literally, and I know somebody's gonna make a joke about this, but literally my pants were soaked with sweat. Like, I had been, like, running in my dream, and I woke up and just absolutely saturated in sweat after this dream. I dream about places that I used to work, and, like, I'm late to get there. Like,
Yeah.
I still work at that job. Like, and then I wake up and I'm like, oh, thank God. Like, I literally think that all the time. So yeah, I'm bad about that. But the worst thing is, there are dreams I swear that I've had, and then, like, a few months or a year later, that day happens. Like, that's the weirdest thing to me. I'm sure it's not really true, but there are times that I just sit there and go, I've done this before. Like, I remember these exact events happening to me before. So I'm one of those weird guys that actually happens to. So maybe I'm living in 2 parallel universes. So whenever I close my eyes and go to sleep,
Someone
I switch
else.
over to the other one.
And that's
I don't know.
funny you say that, because I always had this thing in my head where I always thought that I was always, like, being controlled, and then when I sleep was when they're like upgrading my body or, like, doing, like, tubes and stuff, you know? Because I used to get that sleep paralysis stuff when I was younger, and I could see everything and move, you know, but I couldn't move. And I always thought, like, oh, they're doing upgrades on me and stuff, you know? Of course, I watched a lot of sci-fi as a kid, you know, and shit like that. But, like, so obviously, you know, I don't think it's real, but, like, that would happen to me a lot in dreams. And I used to have really crazy dreams about, like, I would be in World War II for some reason when I was younger. I thought that was cool, and I was fighting Hitler all the time. And then one time I beat him, and then it turned out it was my mom, and I never had that dream again. So that was weird. And then for, like, the job dreams, dude, all the time. And it's not jobs I'm currently at. It's jobs I don't work at anymore.
It's always jobs I've had in the past.
Yeah.
Like, I'll wake up and be like, oh, thank God I'm not Chuck E. Cheese anymore. Like, that's rough, man. You just don't want to be there. Or jobs that were just horrible, and you're like, oh, thank God. Like, I don't want to go back to that job anymore. So, no, it definitely happens to me. I think the worst times it happens, too, is when I fall asleep watching TV. And I think there's, like, I'm hearing whatever is actually on the TV, and it's, like, getting in there and mixing around and actually making me believe that I'm, like, part of that.
Yeah. It's like the second reality stuff. And so, like, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of, like, back whenever I was on antidepressants. Like, I would have, like, the craziest dreams, and the first week after, you know, like, doing a few days of loading dose. I had called off work because I was just having a flare up of that depression and whatnot. And I laid down, went to sleep, put Joe Rogan's podcast on next to me, and then like doze off. And my dream started out seeing my TV come on in my living room, and it was just blue screen. And I get up to go walk around the end of the bed, and then just fall back. And then I'm getting up again to go turn it off, and the next thing I know, I'm in this strange neighborhood I don't know, but I can hear Joe Rogan narrating every fucking thing I do.
The worst part is I'm as successful with women in my dreams as I am in real life, which is not at all. Like, I literally get shot down in my dreams too, and I don't think that's even fair. But I swear to God, that happens to me. It's like, man, I can't get a date anywhere. I feel like Lando. I mean,
Big ouchie.
I put an F in the chat. We're good. I think that's fair with like that aspect of dreams though and stuff like that. Like, I don't think I could ever think of a dream where like it was a successful thing, you know. And I think that's why it's so funny. You see like memes like where like, oh, me trying to go back to sleep to like restart my dream, you know.
yeah.
And it's crazy because they say
I've
you can
done that
control
though.
it.
I mean, I have gone back to sleep and just picked up right where I left off. That's a little freaky.
I've never picked right off, but I picked up in with the same people, but in different situations, and it's usually not as fun as the first one. Like the first one's like at like a party or like a pool or something, you know, hanging out, and I go back to sleep and I wake up and the next thing you were doing is we're loggers in California moving a bunch of trees, and I'm like, what does this have to do with anything? Like, that doesn't make sense.
I've heard you have really weird dreams if you shove an entire jar of pickled jalapenos up your ass before you go to sleep.
I could see that.
Yeah, I can understand. That's a spicy take. Get it? Because it's
Yeah.
opinions.
It sounds like Lady Liberty and Advocate for Liberty have premonitions about people dying. So,
Oh, I wish I didn't know him now.
I mean,
Well,
it's your time to go. It's your time to
yeah.
go.
You know.
I don't want to be a 103-year-old vegetarian, so
Yeah,
I go down that road.
if what's it call it? Four Locos couldn't do it, I don't see much else doing it. So,
If I ever become a vegetarian, somebody just put me in a home and hop me up on horse tranquilizers.
honestly, you
You know,
just
it's
brought
a
up a good
lifestyle
point.
for some, but it's not for me.
You know what? You brought up a good point. You know, like that maybe that's my thing. Like that's my like destiny is to be the one like white trash person for my family to make it far enough in life to where when I get old and I can't do anything, I get to take pills because I'm supposed to and get high all day and sit around, unlike everyone else that just did it because they wanted to. You know.
You know, I
White
think that
prophecy.
white trash is racist. You just need to say you're trash.
Hey man, there's a difference. I'm not recyclable.
Ooh. Oh,
Oh, that's so good. You're the plastic baggie.
I'm the soda can holder of the ocean right now of life.
Oh, yes, I like the meat.
Yeah. So I just want to know though, Glenn, in your dreams, do you have like people walk up to you asking about DMT?
bro, you ever smoked DMT? No, I would love to do DMT though, just on a real note.
I would too. I'm just scared.
I'm way too scared. I've tried mushrooms. I talked the
Like,
story.
I
about-
know my mind the way it is now, and it's fucking scary. Like, I'm just scared to death to open up that door.
Yeah, you
in
can't.
the
You
back
can't close
room.
it.
Like, I really don't know what might be in there.
I don't know. I think dealing with mental illness long enough, at some point you kind of hit that wall where you're like, do I want to continue on like this, or can I let go of my ego long enough to change my perspective for the better?
If it would guarantee do that, then yes, I would be on board. But
I've heard good things about MDMA therapy.
it's a reason why I don't do acid or shrooms or any of that other shit. Like, I don't know what doors might get open with that.
Yeah, I've done mushrooms before. I've told the story about me pooping my pants after, but they're like, I will be honest. Like, I'd say if just to put a random number on it, 3 out of 10 were bad times, and I'll be gotta tell you they were the worst times ever. You can't, it doesn't stop. But and like, of course, we're not advocating for anything here on the show. it depends on your mentality of going into stuff. And if you're not comfortable for going into stuff, just, you know, some pocket advice, never ever do anything you're not comfortable with, because you're absolutely right. You go in with that mind state, and that's what controls it.
Like, dude, when travel opens back up, I am fully gonna look into what it's gonna cost to go to Mexico and smoke toad venom by some riverbed with a shaman.
I know you're not joking either.
Not in the least bit.
See, the thing that scares me about these things, and you see like all these stories that like these people go out and explore stuff, you know, and like they you know, it's therapies that people swear by and stuff like that, where it's like surreal and outer body experiences. But what I mean, I not to sound like a fucking, you know, first world piece of crap, but I do feel comfortable being in these countries where people that run it are also making cocaine, you know, at the same time, and want me to go off into Mars and run around your country, you know, like.
You know, the reason I don't do cocaine is because I've watched documentaries about how cocaine is made, and I just don't want to snort something up my nose that some guy out in the wilderness
Pour diesel
with no shoes on, with the dirtiest feet I've ever seen in my life, is stomping on that shit and then sending it over here and how it gets here and all that. I'm like, no. Like, I can't even. That's nasty. Like, I'm good on that.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's probably a lot of fun, but. Ugh.
Yeah.
Bro, peyote sounds like a wild trip.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds like something you should do if you're going to Burning Man.
I never knew anyone that did peyote, but I did know this kid. In high school, that would by this golf course grew with these. It was called Hell's Bells, and it's like these type of flowers that you boil, and like natives that used to use it and stuff like that. Native Americans for like spirit quests and stuff like that kind of thing, for a lack of better knowledge on it, you know. And like, so this kid heard about it on the internet, you know, and this is back when like AOL was still around. So like, you know, he found it on the shady website where you can also get the Anarchist Cookbook, goes out, cuts these flowers, boils them, and then ends up driving his car through Walmart into the fucking like Burger King. And this is the same small town. And so like does that and then pulls into the Sonic and tries to order corn dogs. He thought it was all normal. And so like, you know, like it sounds cool, but you know, now I retract my previous statement. Maybe I need to go in a different country where no one knows me, and like, you know, the rules are a little bit different to do stuff like that. Maybe the Chads have it all figured out, you know.
Robert Darking's comment here. I don't know if this makes me feel better or worse, but like sitting on the edge of your bath and feeling like your head loops down through yourself and then back up your nuts, I'm guessing is what it says. No, just back up.
Oh, nuts. Like chakras? Like, is that like... I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, I'm kind of like...
I'm guessing he's just saying like your head just like sinks into your body and then...
I think he means while he's on a vacation, like on a trip.
Yeah.
Wow. One time...
I'm sure he's on a trip, for sure.
Well, the one time I did shrooms with like... This was like the second time with my buddies, and this was like over 10 years ago. And I had this friend, he locked himself in the bedroom, and he had a highlighter, and he had a black light in there. And he just wrote lyrics all on the walls, and we're like, oh man, maybe they're like really good. And it turned out to just be Wonderwall on repeat. But I can't make fun of him so bad, because that night was the same night I also went to go pee in the bathroom while I was on vacation. And then I rapped 50 Cent for 45 minutes in the mirror. From my Zune. That's how old this shit was.
Oh God.
Zune.
Yeah.
Yes. I stood in front of a case of iPods and bought a Zoom.
Want something?
But Vandal, I wore this shirt specifically for you tonight.
What is it?
This is my kind of anti-JA shirt.
Oh God!
It actually says confliction.
Oof.
And at the bottom it says live fat.
Did you make that?
I made it, yeah. And it glows in the dark.
We're gonna make a merch store. We're making a merch store. We're just gonna shit on people.
Just because we've been giving so much shit about those affliction shirts, I'm wearing my confliction shirt on tonight's show for sure.
I know it would suck, but like we should do like a night where each of us do like dress up as a different YouTuber. And since you've got like the haircut for it already, you should get the Photoshop background of his and then wear that shirt, you know, and then just sit there for 30 minutes going.
That sounds like more like that Star Wars character. that
It's a
lives
trap.
underwater.
Oh, if I had a darker beard and a douchebaggy hat, I could pull off.
Where you're going? Go ahead.
I miss fat rip trippers. I'm sorry.
I knew exactly where you were going. That was the first thing I thought. I'm like, and then Vandal could play anybody else.
I'll just be Swaggins. Yeah, Stan, you suck,
Too
man.
easy. Too easy.
But yeah.
No, I already did that. Been there, done that. I have the T-shirt. You know, it's like I've been way too many YouTube celebrities. Like, I'm not shaving this beard for nobody. No more.
So now we got.
That was a question I asked in the green room tonight. They played who's most likely to.
Yeah.
And it was who would be most likely to shave their beard for a woman. Because I mean, there are women that don't like facial hair.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of them out there, and I'm wondering, I wonder from the three of us who would be most likely to do that.
Frames.
Huh?
I think frames.
Well, yeah, I mean, on that show for sure, but what about on this show?
Oh, on
Who would
this
be
show?
most likely to do that? Let's say your girlfriend finds a better option, and moves on from the Vandal.
There's a word for women that would prefer you to shave your beard, and that word is wrong.
I won't. That's not. I spent years and years being clean shaven. You had your chance. Like, I'm not doing that.
I don't know, man. I think it'd be you. I think it'd be you.
Really?
For the right, yeah,
No.
for the right chick. Would it be for like the chick you met at the biker bar? But
I could probably think of maybe two women that might be the case for.
But see, that's the thing. You don't know how big that pool is, man. You gotta go jump in, but it's like there's no pool anymore because of COVID. So I'm sorry I brought it up.
I can't believe how fast this fucking thing grew. This beard's less than a year old.
Damn.
Like, I know. It's like I guess beard hair grows from eating deep fried food because that's the only thing I'm not doing anything special.
Maybe it's a deep fried food for you because I know my fingernails grow when I drink beer. And I know it sounds weird, but they do. I have
I
to
only
clip
started
them.
drinking beer again when I came on this crackpot show.
That's crazy though, because I remember like I wasn't around, I don't think, or something, in the community or something, like when you're doing YouTube stuff. But the only time I saw old pictures of you is on the intro of the Omi show, and I'm like,
Yeah.
they're like, it's two totally different people. It's two totally different people. Like, I know if I shaved, I would look totally different too. If you I look like my real legal name is Christopher Smith. I look like Christopher Smith when I shave. Like, you would come to my bank teller location and ask me for a small business loan. Like that's how white I look.
I'm gonna be straight with you, Tim. If Jessica Alba said that she would sleep with me for only if I shaved my beard, I would get that shit lasered off.
No way. I'm not a Jessica Alba fan. That's not enough. No.
Scarlett Johansson.
No. No. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't sleep with them, but I'm not shaving my beard off for that.
Some wrinkled old biddy with tits that look like a Prada handbag.
Does she
Oh,
smell
yeah,
like
definitely.
menthol cigarettes?
As
though?
long as I don't have teeth, like that's the important thing. I want that velvet curtain.
See, you got such
that
a
part.
niche, man. That's the problem, I think you need
I
to split.
There are ones out there that I would probably bow down to, but it would be very, very few, and none of them that are out looking for me. I
What
can tell you
about
that
the
right
girl,
now.
the chick that was
Man,
opposite?
you know what I'm really looking for? An old fat guy with glasses that's bald, man. That really turns me on.
Dude, Japanese girls.
See, I'm no.
Go to South Korea. You'd have a wife in like 5 minutes.
No, I wouldn't.
I think you say he's not into the Asians.
I don't know what I'm allowed to say. So
You could say you're not
no,
you're
thank
not sexually attracted to a certain
No,
type
thank
of
you very
person.
much.
Actually, I've noticed that there's a huge.
Sorry, they put RuPaul in there. Go fuck yourself. What am I, Kanye West?
I had a meme for that and I didn't share it. You guys want to see it?
I think it was trying to say Ron Paul for a minute.
Yeah, maybe Ron Paul. No, I'm.
Maybe Ron Paul. Oh my god.
All right, close this shit out. We're done.
Hold on,
We've
I'm gonna
had
show
our
the
fun.
bad Kanye West meme and then we'll close it.
Because I'm sure you're having trouble remembering your own name, let alone anything else right now.
I got a pretty high tolerance, it seems like. I mean, I'm still here.
Yeah? You're still doing okay?
Until I open that door and then, space is out there, I'll find the meme for next week. Anyways, let's close this out. Anthony, tell these lovely people where they can find you and possibly upgrade their social media game and advertising game.
Awesome. Well, I run a marketing company called Shake and Bake Media. I own this bitch, so we do what we want. You need labels, you need ads. If you need videos, you're going to have to wait a couple weeks because my partner's out. We do a lot of fun stuff on there. We do aggressive kind of advertising. You're in a competitive market. You need something, labels are going to stand out. You definitely want to get a hold of Shake and Bake Media because we'll do that for you. If you want to see some funny stuff, most weeks I do quite a bit. This week was a little lax, but I'm _ Anthony Ramella, like you see on the screen there. You can check out my Instagram page. Follow me if you'd like. I don't have very many boobs on my Instagram page, so my followers are lacking a little bit. But I'm thinking about pushing that game up a little bit, so we'll see what happens with that. But thank you, chat. It's been a good time. We're only here because you guys are here, so if you weren't here, we have better things to do. But we really enjoy doing this show, and I think it's a lot of fun. I want you guys to relax and have a good time, and hopefully you did tonight as well. So, Glenn, take it away.
Right. If y'all want to find me, I'm on Instagram at Modern Day Recluse. I share things and stuff sometimes. And if you follow me, I'll probably send you memes. If you want to hit me up on Xbox, I'm at Seatown Sprobro. And on to you, Vandal.
So, thank you both for holding it down every week and being here and putting up with whatever bullshit I pull out of my ass. You guys are the best. You guys are the toilet paper to my putt, and I appreciate it.
Didn't smell sweeter.
I love you guys. But otherwise, you'll catch me. Actually, this Monday, I won't be on the Amigos Monday. I have something I have to take care of. But you'll catch Adam and Legion there. Next Wednesday, we're continuing to play through Fallout New Vegas. Hopefully, Matthew Welch, if you're there, bro, we talked about some stuff. I want to see you again. Anyways, we got some video game playthroughs. And then next week, Friday Fall, will be back. Make sure you check out our friends at localvape.com. Use the code Amigos20 get 20% off your order. And they include Breezetone's coils. And if you're in Australia, get them at Victory Vape, Geelong Vape Co. And we're all around the world. Other than that, thank you for hanging out. We'll see you guys next time.